Hey everybody, hi guys, welcome to another video on Masterful TV. So guys, just a reminder that your mind is a very strong tool, and whatever you want to achieve in this new year 2022, just make it happen in the mind, and I promise you will be almost there. Also on Masterful TV, we always believe that you have this one life, guys, and we all should just keep working hard towards reaching our best potential. So today's video is very special, one of the special videos I would say, because I have this amazing speech of fire with me. Before I tell his name and why is here, why is he here on this TV today, is let me tell you how I met him. So guys, my innate love for learning new things last year took me to this different coaching certifications. So I landed up into Happitude Institute. They're amazing, guys. You can also go and check it on Happitude. So I met this amazing teacher who trained me and of course other instructors, other coaches, I would say, for workplace happiness specialist. And also I did another coaching certification, which is called as Mindfulness Coach in Action. So I met my teacher. His name is Pravin Chaturvedi. And guys, something that I just learned about him, because we were discussing about it, that Pravin, please come to this Masterful TV, and if you could just contribute your knowledge and whatever you can help out to the masses through Masterful TV. I learned that he has a degree in philosophy. He also did his business management from IIM Calcutta. But what astonished me more about his beautiful journey of 9 months in Himalayas, and guys, he also strongly says that happiness is his or everybody else's inner dimension for growth. So guys, with this, I want to welcome Pravin. Hi Pravin, how are you doing today?
So nice to hear you. So nice to hear good things about me. It's always a pleasure meeting you, Shweta, about your lovely energy. One thing I'm also very inspired is the way you contribute. And, this last 15 years, you say that you're in space of fitness and health and well-being, which just makes me feel so connected to the journeys we share in this world. So thank you for having me. I'm very happy and excited to be part of this.
So Pravin, it's a pleasure to have you on Masterful TV. And let me say this, that this is our first video on Masterful TV, and we are going to keep you inviting for more, because I am pretty much impressed on you as a teacher. If you remember, Pravin, I think first time when I connected on a call with you and I said, Pravin, would you like to contribute on Masterful TV? Then I was telling you that our sessions, when you used to train us for certification as this coaching certifications, there were times that you used to speak for 3 hours and it was like, oh my God, the 3 hours are done. And, guys, Pravin said that I'm a very good listener, but some of you who know me so well, they know how much I love to talk, and I don't know how much of a listener. So all credits to Pravin. So Pravin, thank you again. I'm just saying that heartily welcome on this Masterful TV. And I cannot thank you enough, because I think time and knowledge, these are the two things that if you share with somebody, I think that's something that I'm very grateful about that person, that he gives that much energy to people around. So thank you, Pravin. So Pravin, tell us more about you. I just gave a rough, introduction about you to everybody, but I think we all would love to know more about you.
So in a nutshell, last almost a decade, I've been devoted to this space of well-being, where I teach subjects on happiness, mindfulness. And through this, the intention is to help people connect to their inner dimension of life. Somewhere early in my journey, I came across this idea that we are all like that tree, where we often focus about what I want to grow next, what fruit I want to bear, what results I want to have. But if we want anything in the outside external world, we need to also take care of internal, like any other tree. You water them, you manure them, you become aware of them, take care of the roots. So what I realized that in my journey, though I started my career with sales, marketing, business development, franchising, and strategies. And I realized that these are just the outcome of a healthy value, of healthy beliefs, of healthy internal character and strength which you develop in your life. So it just happened that my love for speaking, my love to connect with people, it just happened in my life course that as I started talking more about this outside world, somewhere within me there was an urge, a seeking of where they all come from, where this potential sprout. And I realized that yes, there is this inner world which we all miss upon. We don't get to talk about it in our schools. We don't get to talk to it about in our families.
So true, because I think you just mentioned schools, Pravin. Nobody talks about it in the school, right? Wow.
We have a very small, tiny textbook I remember called Value Education. It's like 30, 40 pages. All of us have had it. It's always clean. The books is always fresh. It smells the same way through the year.
So true. Yeah.
And we never give an emphasis. We give a lot of emphasis to mathematics, science, and everything. This tiny subject nobody touches. When you come in your graduation, post-graduation, you start your career, somewhere then somebody says you that, hey, collaboration is very important. Inclusion is very important. Mindfulness is very important. Happiness is very important. And all that was there in that value education textbook we never got to talk about. So,
and I think it's not only the college level. I think mindfulness suddenly becomes important when you are in your 30s and 40s and you start building up the stress at your corporate job lifestyle or business lifestyle. Now, suddenly people want, say, log bolte hai that, solution is mindfulness, right, Pravin?
Yes. So everywhere, I think, today, greatness and this subject is such an old one, so it has got a history of, thousands of years, it has been always there. But recently, last 100 years, suddenly there have been a science part of it, a lot of research where suddenly the Eastern world and the Western world have started coming together. So though as a part of culture, we all had it, but now because there is a lot of acknowledgement and acceptance from the West, this subject suddenly have a lot of potential and acceptance in therapies, change, any kind of self-development or exploration you want to do. You have to start it with mindfulness and present.
Yeah.
So it's just getting crazy. It's just getting crazy in the way it's making its mark on in the health sector, in education sector, in businesses, all the business areas. Suddenly there is a lot of openness and listening to that subject. It's very great to see that.
I know. So Pravin, before we get into the topic today, I would, and I think people who are going to watch this video or watching right now, they would love to know about your 9-month journey to this Himalayas. And was it like a monk journey, or I was just thinking about it when I was reading about you, that how, if I could just go in 9 months to Himalayas, but I don't know if I can make it, but just thinking of just traveling and spending time of 9 months, or even planning it right now actually gives me goosebumps that, yaar, Shweta, tu khayegi kya 9 mahine ke baad? So that kind of stuff, that kind of stuffs come to my mind. So if you could just tell that, how did this journey happen and what changed, or, if you could tell us more.
So the one truth about it is that if I would have went that idea of 9 months, it would have never happened. I actually didn't went with a
so it's okay, right? Whatever I'm thinking is fine. It's human. Yeah.
So I think nobody can plan that way. That you go for such a long time, and this happened when I was in my career. I was getting good in my career, and there were a lot of things in my hand. It happened as in, जैसे कहते हैं ना कि, there is just one door opens for you or a window opens and some light enters and you just start following that light. So for me, this was a time where, like everybody's life, things were happening, but I was somewhere feeling more discontent, inside me. So I still remember I was weighing somewhere 120 kgs in that moment. I was I was so involved with that idea of achieving and, incentives and ESOPs and, having a career, having next better designation. But I used to travel something like 200 days every year. This was this time. So a lot of other issues, not able to give time to your family. A lot of migraine issues. So my entire one part of the brain used to, and I used to pop in, this paracetamol, like a candy, in a day.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, because you just want to move. You're just
Yeah.
taking one flight after the other. You're just giving one presentation and moving away. So this was a life, and I was enjoying. It was very rewarding. But at some point, I think it just made me very exhausted. Very exhausted in a way that. So after that, or जैसे मैराथन में होता है, you run जितना भी आपके जब तक बॉडी आपकी गर्म होती है, एक लेवल तक आपको फील होता है that what you're feeling, there is something going on, or but then your body is entirely warm.
Yeah.
After some time, you don't feel anything, you just go.
Yeah.
But after that long run, when you sit, you get a little breathing moment for yourself. You like to stay, really. You don't like to get up again. So I think that is how it happened to me.
Okay.
That exhaust made me stay for some time. 1 week, 15 days, 1 month, and there was something about me. I didn't want to move out again. I was feeling like, I suddenly, from all that movement, I came to a place of eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping, watching movies here and there. Completely break. People are calling from my office. Where are you? And saying that, not feeling well, not doing, So there was something happened that moment. And at that moment, I think, it just happened that one of my professor, so he has not taught me, but, because I spend a lot of time in education industry, I knew one professor in a conference. So he was randomly speaking. He gave me a call and he wanted to explore, that would I like to take his assignment and move abroad and set up some education initiatives. And he said that if you're home not doing anything, why don't you come and meet him in India? Just come, and we will discuss something.
Okay.
So I went and met him. And after a couple of days of discussion, he said that if you're there in the campus, why don't you join me in my morning classes? So he first said that, so he very rarely visits India. So he said that, whenever I'm in India, he's a chancellor of one of the universities. So he said, whenever I'm in India, I take Bhagavad Gita classes for MBA students.
Okay.
I said, okay, so he said, morning आ जाओ, class में बैठना बच्चों के साथ में, तुम भी सुन लेना.
Okay.
I said, okay, so I went. And first half an hour, I was like, okay, it's going to be some spiritual session, God, reality,
Bhagavad Gita.
creator, and all that. And I went with that approach that I will take the last bench somewhere. And, just, because there is a business interest, let me hear him. So I went, and after half an hour, what amazed me is that when he started talking about Bhagavad Gita, not from a religious or the metaphysics or spiritual point of view, but a business point of view.
Okay.
And that was very new for me. That how can you talk about books like this?
Yeah.
Real life application. That the strategy, the resource management. How you make your teams, and how you identify the strength of your members. Why he was picked by certain members, why he was not picked in the army, all those kind of things. So I really liked that approach.
Okay.
What bigger kick I got is because my surname is Chaturvedi, so I'm from a Brahmin family, where my childhood had been all around these books. So different mantras and different books. They were always taught. I come from a family where every month एक पूजा होती थी.
Okay.
कुछ पाठ होता था, कुछ कीर्तन होता था. Families would come and talk about. For me, always that book had been, a way to connect to God. But this time when I heard, suddenly all these books came in front of me and I realized that, there is real life application to this. That made me hook, and I continued to attend him for the next 7 days.
Nice. Wow.
And then we came to a point where he said that, okay, so he was about to return back. He said that, I'm not the business, which he proposed, and, I need to go and work. I said, iska to pata nahi, I'm not very sure I'll think, but I'm very excited with what you did in the class. And is there a way that I can learn more about this from a real life perspective? Because I have often heard he recommended me to one person. I went to Haridwar, and then Haridwar, in one of the, ashrams, I met this, Guruji. And then he recommended and sent me, he made a phone call for me. So I went and stayed sometime with him. And from there, I went to a second place and third. That's how the entire journey. So when I left my home, it was that I'm going for a 10 days, 12 days, kind of 2 weeks kind of assignment. But ek ke baad, it was so interesting that I just started following and listening to all these people, but from a different perspective.
So
and I started
you
taking notes
and then you just took the decisions on the spot, like, I want to go ahead and travel more, and not even travel, I want to learn more something, right?
I said no to everything which I was doing in that moment. I was so intrigued by all of these concepts. Current work, I said no to it. I stopped that. All the commitments at home side, so there was a lot of, so I bought a new home, EMIs and all that, so suddenly everything was not anymore appealing to me. And I was just in a flow of that, what's there, a researcher hota hai na, just like that, you suddenly feel that there is something, because I knew all the content. I just didn't have the perspective to see the content in a real life scenario.
Wow, that must have excited you so much that you just went on the journey without thinking anything, right?
So that's how it happened for me, is that, one by one, and then I never read that much book in my life, what I read in those time, because I used to go to this local bookstores in Prayagraj, Dharamshala, and there were these different places where you have oldest book of certain. So early level ka learning was that, I used to read some translations on, some authors that, who have translated in English. Okay. That didn't satisfy my hunger. So then I started reading original text, the most original text, convert that in English and see that, what it means to me. Okay. So I really, love that time which it happened. And it just, I think, motivation and inspiration is, so there are two things. One, motivation is that when you are, somebody else gives you something which looks like a guiding, so there is an external force which is applied. True. And you move in that direction. So that's something like motivation. But inspiration is something else. Inspiration is where whatever content you have, whatever experiences you have, whatever learnings and small episodes which you have gone through in your life, start making sense.
Yeah.
So that's a very different, where external it is not important. Where you feel that everything you're witnessing now it's like that, opening something with is okay. But now everything I hear is connecting to some part of my life. So that's how the entire journey happened, and slowly one place to another, practicing a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
So monks and saints and agoris and all these kind of different people, and listening to their perspective. It was amazing. One of the most enriching experience I have is there was this place called Rudraprayag. So from Rudraprayag, I was going to another hill station. Okay. Which usually takes about 6 to 7 hours of, you take a bus, it takes about 6-7 hours to reach there. So it's an evening bus. So somehow I, got late and I missed my bus. Okay. So it was very dark, and I inquired, and they said that the next bus comes next morning.
Okay.
So said that what to do now, and so I came across this bunch of saints, that says about 13-14 people who are there at the bus station. So I also sat back and I was evaluating what to do. Suddenly, this guy, his name was Dhiri Maharaj. So Dhiri Maharaj, asked me, "Kahan se ho? Ja rahe ho?" And all that. So I said, "Wahan jana tha, par I think bus miss ho gayi. Dekhta hu, main return jaunga. वापस नीचे उतरूंगा, हरिद्वार तक जाऊंगा, करूंगा या आसपास कहीं होटल." I was talking about, and he started asking, very inquisitively, and inquiring about where you're from, what you're doing.
Okay.
यहाँ कैसे आना हुआ. That discussion happened, and 1 घंटा निकल. So
okay.
I already reached at 7, 8 बज गए. Then he said, चला तो चलो, अभी वहीं जा रहे हैं. वहीं जा रहे हैं, लेकिन बस तो है नहीं.
Exactly. Yeah.
तो he said, नहीं, हम तो ऐसे ही है, हमें कौन सा बस लगता है, हम तो पैदल ही आते हैं, हम चलेंगे ऐसे ही.
Okay.
I was like, अभी रात को? He said, हाँ, सब बात करते चलेंगे, बीच में खा लेंगे, पी लेंगे, रात को थोड़ा आराम करें, फिर चलने लगेंगे. And somewhere I said yes to that guy. I don't know why. I would have never done that.
Yeah.
To, that a stranger and a group of grown-up men with beard and all that. Say, I said yes, and from that spot, the place I wanted to be. From bus, it takes 6 hours. If you go by,
I was just wondering that how long it took you to be there.
By walking, it takes about, if you walk continuously, it's like 15-16 hours because it's uphill.
Yeah.
So 15-18 hours. If you walk, मैंने बोला कि चलो ठीक है, जहाँ तक जाएंगे. It took me 18 days to reach from Rudraprayag to the spot I wanted to go. 18 days, because this guy, somewhere they're going to some other, spot, settled down, they're eating food, doing, all kinds of discussions in the night, campfire, morning waking up, doing their practices. So they have no hurry in life. जाना है, ठीक है, कल सवेरे फिर वहां से आप बस पकड़ लेना, ये कर लेना.
Wow.
And I spent with them that 18 days reaching that spot, and that 18 days was the first time I realized that there is a whole different dimension of living. So for small instance, I always felt the saint people, the people who we see in streets, are begging. They're asking for food. And I realized with them, because, with them, I also knocked a few doors. I asked for food. I slept with them near the river. With them, the first time I realized they are not begging. They believe in this idea of union, where what is yours is also mine, and what is mine is also yours. So they do not hesitate to knock someone's door and say, "Mate, yatri hai, kahin jana hai, रात को रुकने की जगह चाहिए या खाना चाहिए, आपके पास कुछ है तो दे दो." And people coming and giving food, and they are not taking and asking from the sense of begging. They are operating from a place where they feel is that we all are life, and all that we have is, nobody can possess and hold that. It's mine, right? And that completely blew me away, because that's the way rich people are. So okay, so if there is a person who wants to start a business, what it does, it starts looking at his own pocket. मेरे पास कितना पैसा है? If I want to start a business, then or start a certain kind of initiative, then how much I know, कितना मेरे पास knowledge है, कितने certifications, कितना पैसा है, कितना network है. All of this will start looking at our own pocket. But the person who understands that we are one will not hesitate asking and leveraging your resource in life.
So true.
If I understand that you and me are not separate, I can say, "Shweta, uh, I have this idea in my mind. Would you like to work with me? Would we like to collaborate and do this? I take 10 people, and this is what exactly most of the
But yeah, I think the same thing they were doing about food, right?
Absolutely. So it's not only about food, it's about resources, it's about so where I start feeling this entire world is my own, and nobody teaches us in that way. Everything is mine, and all that which I have is yours.
So true. So actually, this is, Pravin, just a question, because now that you're saying that, it's like asking help, or maybe, so sometimes people who ask help, aren't they more, I would say, like open-hearted than people just who are helping? Because of course, when we ask help, we get help. That's a different story. But a person who asks help, he has a bigger heart, right? Because to ask help also takes
Absolutely.
a big deal, because ask, पूछो, जब मेरे पास नहीं है, सामने वाले को पूछो that I want this, something like that.
Absolutely. When you see that, we have a word for this, it's called humility. We call it vulnerability. We call it, sense of inclusion I have for others. This is the sole reason why people are so stuck. We all are so stuck in various areas of our life. And we know somebody can help us.
Yeah.
Let's say in business, somebody as an employee joined a new company. Somebody young in his career. It's trying to, make progress, but it's stuck. Something is not working out.
Okay.
Unless that person doesn't believe that you are also me, you're part of me, and I carry that humility, I carry that groundedness. I will not approach you and say that, Shweta, can you help me?
Yeah.
That requires some, so I love this quote from one of the great teachers, Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu is a Chinese philosopher. In his book Tao Te Ching, he says something very beautiful. He says that a sea keeps itself low and humble. And because the sea keeps itself low and humble, all of the rivers, all of the streams empty themselves into it.
Wow.
That's the reason it is so huge.
So deep now.
Never gets empty. It's not because I roar and I say that, see how big I am. It's because of its humility. The more grounded, that's physics. That's the way life is. The more we are grounded, the more things pour in. Right?
Yeah.
The more things pour in. So somewhere we feel that we are stuck, we are not growing, or somewhere we are not making progress. The idea is that, let's get little human, little more human, little more grounded, little more vulnerable. And that's where you can switch the flow. Always carrying that idea that, that in that competitive world that, I am better, I know it all. Somewhere you're always positioning in your place where I can do something to other people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the flow of things is from me to other people.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think even at moments when people don't know what to do, it's okay to ask, right? So
why so many people are in stress, depression, or we talk about organizations where the engagement is very poor, performance is very low. It's not because of lack of talent or lack of resources. It's because of humility. My ability to ask, my ability to receive, my ability to open and let things flow.
True.
So like this, see, this is taught in so many books, but it has such a
of course, I remember humility word from my school times, but I think I never understood the real meaning till I came to this real world, when you started struggling stuff, right? As you said, when we are stuck, and then you realize that I need some personal development, and then you start understanding stuff. So true. Wonderful. So Pravin, I think your journey, okay, before we get into, I know today's topic we're going to talk about, but I have one more question for you. After you actually came back from this unknown journey of this 9 months, as you mentioned, what was it that actually changed in you, or what was it that you thought that, you know what, that Pravin 9 months back is not the same Pravin right now? So if any change that you could notice in yourself, or anything that you would like to describe how this new Pravin was?
I think one small change which happened is I really started listening. So I really feel that has came as a strength after this journey, and that also helps me in teaching and working with other people. Is listening. So listening yourself, really listening your thoughts, your emotions, your breath, your body sensations, your presence, other people's presence, wherever you're going, what you're leaving behind, wherever you're stepping forward, why you're stepping that way. So there is a listening which starts in your life.
Okay.
And that has actually happened. So one of the ways I look at it is, if you see, let's say you're sitting in a garden. Okay, any of us, sitting in a garden, you're enjoying everything, the beauty in that garden, and suddenly there is a small insect which starts crawling on your skin. Okay? So, and anything which crawls, would you become aware of that something is walking?
Yeah, I will get a sensation. Yes.
You'll get the sensation, right, that something is walking.
Yeah.
But if I ask you, Shweta, that in this moment, there's a lot of food and water which is moving in your body. Are you aware of that?
No, like.
So the sounds, right? So you're speaking, I'm speaking, and we are hearing each other.
Yeah.
There is a lot of sound within our body: stomach, heart, air, breath.
Yeah.
A lot of sounds. Are we aware of any of that? So you see that the way our body is designed, all the senses are directed outward. So we get to hear a lot what is happening outside.
Yeah, because even though right now I'm quiet right now, if I don't, but somewhere or the other way, I might just listen to the sound of a horn, or maybe a dog barking right now. So it's all external, right?
Always there is something going on, because that alertness which we need is that something doesn't go off, and I need to go and be attentive of that. We're constantly outward, that's how all our senses are designed, so like our mouth, if even if you put a grain of salt in your mouth or anything, you'll quickly be able to taste it.
Yeah.
What you're putting. But can you taste yourself? Is there a taste of yourself?
I never even thought of that. Yeah.
So I cannot taste myself. I cannot hear myself. I cannot see myself, because everything is projected outward. So when I say listening, it's about you come to a place where you start taking few moments a day to not only listen outward, because that's anyways going to happen 24/7 as far as here.
Yeah.
Also listen something which is going on inside, right? But this listening can give you some powerful insights, feedback, which can bring clarity, help you take better decisions, really feel your intuition. There are various names, to this, intuition, your creativity, spirit, your creation, that and the creative energy which moves around you. So there's a lot which is going on inside.
And I think sometimes we also say, listen to your heart. Just listen to
your heart, listen to your
follow
gut.
your heart. Yeah.
So
gut. Yeah.
We say that, there is a gut feeling. I'm getting a gut
feeling. Yes,
of
exactly. Yeah.
Right? We use that in vocabulary, but do not practice. And on longer run, what happens is that we start getting so carried away with this outside noise that we start, the inner listening stops. And the day our inner listening stops, we start losing ourselves. Then we come to a place where we're saying that, okay, I'm doing work, I'm in a relationship. I'm living this kind of lifestyle. And you're in that momentum. I
Yeah.
think that exactly happened to me when I took sudden break from my career.
Yeah.
Is that because I was in a rush doing stuff.
Mm.
When I took a pause of some days, I started hearing something which was not present in that, loud
Yeah.
noise. And then you become interested in it. So that's I feel what happened.
Yeah, to you. So this takes me to one of your sessions in mindfulness and action coaching, Pravin. You mentioned that sometimes when we get sick, it's just that the body is seeking attention. I think, yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
could relate this to that. I just remember. And normally during this COVID time, if we're getting sick, we get worried. But the moment this thought comes to your mind that if I'm getting sick, my body is just craving for attention, that maybe it's too much going on outside, just take care of yourself, right?
And there is a feedback, right? So if you say, even in this COVID scenario, if you just listen, so we make a lot of noise of it. The breathing is going uneven. There is a
Yeah.
fever. There is people are sneezing and coughing.
Yeah.
But that fever is not against you. It's with you. End of the day, when there is fever, what it's trying to do?
Hmm.
Somewhere your body is alive, is mindful, and the body is saying that, hey, I noticed that there is an external bacteria which is not allowed. It's not good for you.
Hmm.
But it has managed to enter. Because it has managed to enter, I cannot put my hands or I cannot do anything about it.
Hmm.
What the body is doing for you is that raising the temperature of the body. Raising the temperature so much so that I internally are able to that bacteria should not survive in that temperature. It's not against you, it is helping you. If you have a fever, it's not a bad sign. It's a good sign that your body is taking care of you.
Yeah.
When you're sneezing or coughing, what you get to see? You're throwing up the things which you don't want,
Yeah.
right? The body is, it's not against you. Somebody said, oh, this cough, oh, this sneezing, it's so much hurting.
Yeah.
Why have all this? If you do not have this, then you will not survive. The body is doing its job.
Yeah. The bacteria stays in, so it just let it go out. Yeah.
The deep breathing, people getting little breathless. That it's not breathlessness. It's body trying to breathe deeply so that it can oxygenate more.
More.
Right. So if you see any of this, what we call as a symptom, is a symptom of health, not a symptom of illness.
Wow.
We should be grateful that we have the symptom.
Absolutely.
It's a sign that your body still, it's a sign of health that your body is still fighting and trying to clear things up.
So your body is telling you, it's a good sign that your body is still telling you. So it's
What
a
we
healthy
try to do
body.
is that, we try to sometimes go reverse of it. And we say that, we start feeling bad about it. We start feeling pity about it. We start blaming it. We start, suppressing it with, popping so many things inside that, somehow this fever should be
Just go off.
suppressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going against yourself. And that's what you don't get to see if you're not trained to listen yourself.
Wow.
Right. So everything, you have a big jar of large coffee. Just close your eyes. And the body will tell you that what you're doing to me. Right? What you're doing to me. You can just close eyes and see that is it helping you get more calmer? Or is it getting you more active? Or is it getting you more drowsy?
Yeah.
And so it's a very interesting thing, so the language of internal world and our external world is very different, and that's what I think mindfulness helps us see.
Wonderful. So if you remember, Praveen, there was one of when we started mindfulness and then you started training us with different type of meditations. There was one meditation which was like the full body meditation. It took around 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yes.
That was one of my, I would say, memorable moments. And you were asking everybody after the meditation that, guys, how did you feel? So I commented that, I mean, it was nice. I was with myself, but I started yawning a lot. And then you asked me that, or you just mentioned, Shweta, just think about what kind of food you had that day. And guess what? That evening before coming to the session, I did have fast food. And it took me, I'm being into fitness. I'm very conscious about my food, but I didn't realize the food actually, this mindfulness and this yawning. And I've never thought, because normally it's yawning, maybe your body's tired, but it's not that. It's about how your body reacts with that different kind of food, as you mentioned about the coffee as well, right?
For everything, right? So sometimes we eat a lot of spice.
Yeah.
What it does, it increases the body temperature.
Yes,
nose starts,
sweating. Yeah.
we start feeling, that literally watery everywhere.
Yeah.
And what the body is trying to do is trying to cool off. Right? I sometimes talk about this interesting thing, right? We often talk, we talk about better eating. We all talk about, this usual idea of, chewing your food 32 times.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of time that, so that you start eating better, and, whatever you're eating, do it properly. Now you see that, if we notice that, whenever we eat salad, you just put a carrot, you just put a beetroot or something, you take a bite of something.
Okay.
Can you eat that without chewing?
No, you have to. It's like you have to chew. You have to chew better, in fact.
If I'm having a chocolate,
it melts in your mouth.
You take one bite. Has this happened that you take a bite of the chocolate and you want to really relish it, you really enjoy it?
Yeah.
You eat, put it in, you've taken few seconds to just enjoy, and it goes inside.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Right? And within a minute or two, the whole bar is inside you without enjoying that.
Yeah.
Right? And you think that, what happened, I wanted to enjoy that. That
and then you want to have more. Yes, of course.
Right? You cannot chew that.
No.
But if you take a just simple plain bread, or you just take a few salad, or, something, peanuts or something you put in your mouth, you cannot just sculpt it inside. Why? See, naturally the body, whatever you put in your mouth, it will naturally chew for you. Only only the problem is if it is not sensational. You put a junk food, or you put a chocolate bar, or you put anything. I just mentioned, right? A grain of salt, how much it gives a sensation.
Yeah.
With the mouth. But when you're having this hot, popping food in your mouth, there is temperature, there is so much, texture, there is so much richness in that food, so much, flavors inside.
Yes.
That your taste buds are not able to handle that. What it will do when there is, that when it's not able to handle it, put it inside. But if you give it anything plain, fruit, vegetable, which is not too much sensational, not too much oil, not too much sugar, not too much, you cannot put it inside. No matter how hard you try, you cannot go inside.
You have to chew it, and then yes,
you
as
have
you
to
mentioned.
really chew it.
Yeah.
Right? So the effort is, if you start using you're eating your junk food and try to chew it 32 times, you're torturing yourself more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So all of this is, is just, coming to a place of little listening. Everything around us interact with us in a certain way.
Yeah.
Everything interacts to us in a certain way. So that's it, is that just start listening a little more in your life, and that's all we need, I think.
So I think with this, Pravin, we have already been talking about the topic. So exactly this is the question that most of the people, okay, now let me tell you how people think about mindfulness and mindfulness coaches. So recently I visited Dubai, and I met a friend there, and she said, Shweta, you know what? Acha, ye kiya tune, these kind of, then I was saying, I did this, and right now I'm also working on this thing. So she said, you know what? First time I'm meeting a mindfulness coach. Suddenly I was like, oh my God, and then she said, Mujhe laga mindfulness coach, they look different. And I was like, oh my God, hold on. So how about you could just put some light on this topic, that what exactly is mindfulness? And with this also, my next question is, and this particular, Praveen, I run a venture which is called as Our Happy Place. Again, thanks to Happitude for that, because that's the way, after becoming a happiness specialist with Happitude, I started this venture. Now, this venture is only for fitness instructors community. I often tell them about, how to become a good instructor. It's not only about the knowledge and, whatever the hard skills that you're having, but your soft skills, your, how you connect within yourself, how passionate you're about your job. So this whole venture runs about, helping them reach their best. So how is mindfulness, if I ask the fitness instructor or even me, how does it help me in reaching my best potential when I'm teaching a class? If you could just, put some light on this.
So the first which we definitely need to address is mindfulness is not different from life, anything which we do.
Yeah.
We need not to add something new in our life that, so that we become mindful.
Okay.
So generally one of the dogmas or the myth is that if you want to be mindful, which means morning उठ के कुछ अलग करना पड़ेगा, meditate करना पड़ेगा, कुछ ये करना पड़ेगा. Of course, they have a very important part in your life, but it is not about that routine, morning routine. It's not about that 15 minutes of meditation in the morning. It's not a routine. It is about a way of, it's about involving yourself more consciously in whatever you do.
Okay.
I'll give you an example, like when you said fitness. Okay. So this is simple, something I'm trying to pick up a term which you may be using. Like we often say in fitness that, warm up karna chahiye.
Yes.
Yes.
So true. All exercises.
All exercises we say that, it starts with a small warm up.
Yeah.
Okay. In that warm up, what we are trying to do? Really that literally thoda sa warm ho jaye body, what we're trying.
That's it. So we are doing joint mobility stretches, या फिर चलो dynamic stretching कर लिया, moving stretches. So in a way we are telling the body that, चलो blood circulation को on करो, so that, yeah. So
right. So you went one step closer to mindfulness now. So you're saying body warm up.
Okay.
लेकिन उसके बाद आपने अभी बोला कि body stretch करने से थोड़े muscles relax होंगे.
Yes.
Blood circulation ठीक होगा.
Yeah.
Blood circulation ज़्यादा better होगा तो you will feel more oxygenated throughout your body.
Yes.
When you will be more oxygenated throughout the body. Now, if you see, you're going from tangible to little more intangible of, more subtle process of our life. बहुत ज़्यादा अगर थोड़ा oxygenate करके जाओगे, so then you will not have unconscious, you will not get hurt badly because now you're aware, bringing somewhere awareness to your body. मेरे हाथ move हो रहे हैं, I'm stretching myself. So I am becoming attentive of my entire body. My awareness is right now on day-to-day basis, which was about कि मैं किससे बात कर रहा हूँ, क्या देख रहा हूँ. We are not attentive about our entire body. So when you're doing warm-up, your awareness is getting widened. Now you're knowing more about your body. You're feeling more about your body. Yeah. So जो आपका awareness है, because while you're doing warm-up, because any of the fitness, maybe there is an instructor, there is a facilitator who is going to instruct me something, or I'm going to see my instructor and try to do, same as what that person is doing. True. But if I'm not aware of my body and just follow, I may accidentally fall down, or may accidentally hurt myself, twist myself in the wrong way. If I'm not in the awareness of the body. Right? So that little warm-up with little awareness is reducing my risk of being injured. Okay. It is sending out blood to all corners of my body so that they're a little more relaxed. Right? Or else generally हम लोग अपनी body को stiff कर लेते हैं, by sitting in a certain way, standing in a certain way, just doing monotonous job. The body doesn't, we don't get to support a body in that particular way. So like I said, that when we're saying mindfulness is about becoming aware of whatever you're doing little more closely. So you deepen your experience with that.
Okay.
So in that stretching, you're becoming aware of your body. In that stretching, also become aware that is there a certain pain in your body, certain, you're feeling
You're right.
heaviness of the throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, maybe you may be, noticing that हर दिन हमारी body की energy एक जैसी नहीं होती,
True.
right?
Sometimes the work stress or whatever. It comes from different phases of your day also. Yeah.
Absolutely, right? So one day you are like, every move is like, you're feeling more energetic.
Yeah.
And some days you're following, but your body is
You're
not
somewhere else. You're like,
somewhere
yes.
else, right?
So true.
And when is the chance of risking your body to an injury? When you're more aligned within yourself, or when you're little scattered?
I think scattered.
When you're scattered, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, when we are, talking about mindfulness, is about कि जो भी आपका फिटनेस एक्टिविटी है उसमें आपने बॉडी का तो वार्म आउट कर लिया. Can you take one more second and say that how you're feeling today? Just 1 second, just 5-10 seconds or 30 seconds. Take how you're, just try to feel your knees, just try to feel your, ankles, just try to feel your elbows, your neck, just feel. Use your hand. How is it? Say, hello, say everything, whatever you use it, just feel that area.
Okay.
And then maybe close your eyes and feel that how you're feeling in your heart. You smile for this lovely day, right? So when you feel yourself in the right energy, your involvement and engagement will be higher.
Okay.
Now, there's one more observation. Have you noticed that sometime some of your students come and practice with you? After the practice, they become more energetic and alive.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, so many people who are working sedentary jobs, lifestyle, and they say that they become more productive. Now, when I teach a Zumba class, they say that just because they attend a Zumba class, maybe by mid of the day or end of the day, they become more productive after the class. So some people are becoming more alive, more active, more energetic. But have you also seen that some people after the workout are so breathless and so tired, they just, want to scroll down to some place and rest it, so that feel like going back and, sleeping one more time. Yeah.
So why you feel why it is happening? Some people are becoming more energetic. Some people are feeling more drowsy after that activity.
Because in the fitness language, what people say is like, isko fitness ki aadat nahi hai, to stamina nahi hoga. And then stamina nahi hoga, so that's the reason she is, maybe her heart is not trained to take this kind of heart rate or something. Yeah.
Okay. So keep that observation in mind. I'm giving a different perspective. One more.
Yeah.
Let's say this moment you get a call from one of your childhood friend.
Yeah.
You get to speak, you get to share, you get, so after 1 hour of call, when your phone really gets heated up, you keep your phone for the long 60 minutes, 90 minutes call. How you may be feeling after that?
It's very exhilarating. And then it's like, sometimes it depends, of course, with what kind of friend you're connecting. I'm just finding the right way to say. It's very
It will be better than how you were feeling before, or
it will be much better.
Much better, right? You will be more excited, more, energyful. Now, I'll give you another scenario. Let's say instead of that friend, a very tough student or a tough client, or tough boss calls you. And it takes 10 minutes of your time.
Of course, I can relate to this, because if people pay me for my monthly sessions and they cannot complete the sessions, then when they ask for extension
or something like this, so how it feels? अच्छा वो कॉल बहुत छोटा था, 4 मिनट का, 5 मिनट का, और शायद WhatsApp पे ही आप बात करें.
Maybe, yes.
But how you feel after that small interaction? Better or little
worst? I was like, it's going down. Yes.
So if you see, in the first scenario, you're speaking for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, you're putting so much energy and becoming more energetic. In the second one, you're just putting little energy, but you're coming out more depleted.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? The difference is, the first one, you're doing it with your mind, with your heart, with your openness. So doing it because I want to do it. There is a willingness to do that.
Yeah.
Openness, to do that. The second one you're doing not because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I have to do it.
Yeah.
I have to do it because I've paid money. I have to do it because, घर वाले कहते हैं कि, your body shape has to be, people, to fit socially.
Yeah.
So there are a million reasons for that, because I have to fit into a wedding dress, that's the reason.
Yeah. Yes. We had this 3 months back when people want to fit into New Year dresses. So yes, of course. Yeah.
So if you see, if I'm in the same industry of fitness, if people can just take 5-10 minutes to help people bring I have to, I want to.
Wow.
वो 5 मिनट पहले उनके इमोशंस पे उन्होंने थोड़ा सा स्पेंड किया टाइम. How you're feeling today? Can you think of some nice thing happened this week? Can you think of some great things coming in your way? Just bring in a little more awareness. Can you help you feel your sensations in the body? Can you feel can you thank your body for helping you come through all the situations around you, and you're still healthy, taking care of it, right? When you spend some time and bringing my body in acknowledgement of where I am and what is expected of me, and little more openness. Wow. That is not going to only help them feel more energetic after the session and more involved, but also the dropouts of your classes will be less.
That is so nicely said. Plus, I think I was thinking, I think the way they do exercise, the way they're going to be present in the class will change. Right, Pravin? And yes, just because they change, because they want to be here instead of they have to be here, the results will change, right?
The results will change. And their focus will change, So health industry, I think, one of the problem right now is somewhere we have started using this word of fitness more than health. Where there's a whole, you see that fitness comes with this idea of fitting in somewhere, fitting in a certain shape.
Yeah.
So if you see anybody goes for a diagnosis, so that diagnosis always, all the parameters are based on certain fitting in, that your blood.
इससे ज्यादा है तो प्रॉब्लम है, इससे कम है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है.
इसके बीच में होना चाहिए, 80 to 120 होना चाहिए, heartbeat should be certain way, or your sugar should be certain way, your cholesterol should be. So we are all trying to fit in that range. In fit, in the name of fitness, even in health, then your body mass index. यहाँ पे हो कि यहाँ पे हो, right? But in that process, what we are not doing is that we are stopped acknowledging and appreciating the way who I am. Health, fitness always needs somebody else, an external, to compare.
Yeah. Wow.
Health, it doesn't need a comparison. Health is my personal reflection and personal, body and acceptance of my body, acceptance of my who I am. Fitness never works on the way of acceptance.
Yeah.
Right.
It defines, as you said. You're right. It's like this has to be your lean body mass, or this has to be your figure. So it's a lot of stress for everybody to fit in that.
L, M, double XL, triple XL. So if my reason of coming to your class is to fit into that XL, fit into that size, fit into that, the way you can move your body, I can move my body. If I am not here, let's say the same Zumba is that, if that Zumba is not about being playful with my body and really feeling my body, but it is about how well you are moving and I'm not moving. What it can do, whether it will contribute to their health or damage their health more.
Yeah, because if they start, you're right. It's about, if I start giving that value, it's about that, this should be the perfect move or something. Instead of leaving the class with more confidence, they will just leave with a lot of cortisol, na, Pravin? Because they'll say, "Arey yaar, I cannot move
constantly like my eye is that what movement you're making and why the shit I'm not able to do that steps with you."
Yeah.
But now here you see that if the instructor, the facilitator, the guide is aware and don't see people from the point of view of fitness, but the point of view of health, his participation, his interaction will be a little more personalized.
So true.
So, like I said, there's not much special to be done. Just mindfulness helps you to get little more involved, and little more, acceptance of the other member in the, and you do it with awareness, right?
Yeah.
You can always reach out to say that, hey, how was your day? You look to be a little, breathless today. Are you coming directly from your work? Are you coming from your house? That responsibilities. People are coming and rushing to the class. I'm late. Can we create some space where that, okay, no need to rush up, just enjoy yourself, instead of getting into that again, one more competitive space. In that space, be little of enjoying each other's body and enjoying each other's presence and enjoying each other's smile and our own beautiful way of, accepting our body.
Wow.
Then it's a very different environment. And then, you're doing more than, body, you're reaching to that person's emotion, thoughts, and soul.
Wow.
Right? So that's the opportunity.
So Pravin, I think instead of fitness, the names of the classes should be health classes, right? So I was like, it's such a, because the idea of fitting into somewhere is also scary for me, even for me, because I don't want to fit. I want to, in fact, be with people who just accept me as I am, right? Yeah.
We all are not supposed to be a global average and fitting into that global average, whatever number that is.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So for that fitting in, if somebody is bullying himself, bullying his body, bullying his nutrition, bullying his confidence, what kind of health that person will have in the long term?
Yeah.
Somehow and that's what happens, right? आप बहुत मेहनत कर लो, बहुत कोशिश कर लो, 4 महीने 5 महीने लगा के आप फिट भी हो गए.
Yeah.
But then the moment you stop, what happens?
You just bounce back to the same thing.
Takes the revenge, and the body wants to go back to its health and not want to stay with your fitness.
Wow.
That's why it is not sustainable.
So true.
So people, and then 1 or 2 times they come back, they feel that what's the point of doing this?
Yeah.
Because you never enjoyed yourself. You always went to bully and question yourself in that, gathering.
True.
So that's the reason this inner awareness of things is very, at least the people who are guide, so all your
instructors, it's like our moral duty, I would say. So Pravin, with this, any simple tips to fitness instructors? Because I think we all come from, because I've seen personal trainers, Zumba instructors, yoga teachers, back to back, they're teaching classes, right? Sometimes, but as you said, yes, we have to be aware that we are doing this to somebody else. Any tips or, anything that you would love to share with the fitness instructors that, if you follow this, or maybe an exercise before we actually start the class, or just to be aware or something, if you could just suggest something around it.
One of the things which, because if you are playing that role of being a guide, one of the things we should definitely do is, not carry any labels for ourselves. So, in the sense that, let's go little away, so it can be a small meditation where, we can do it together. Maybe we can, close our eyes and I'll instruct and maybe.
Okay. So I think, okay. So you instruct, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yes. So just settle down and, find a place of relaxation within you. Take some nice deep breath. Feel your breath. Without trying to change it. Just become aware of your breath. Let it move the way it wants to move. Let it flow the way it wants to flow. Let everything else fade away, and you be just in awareness of your breath. Now, with each inhalation, with every inhalation, you bring in more energy, sense of newness, sense of abundance. With every exhalation, let go of any labels you carry for yourself. With every exhalation, let go your label of what is your age, no more your gender, not your circumstances, not your health conditions. Inhale newness, freshness, and abundance. Exhale slowly all the labels we carry for ourselves. Not my past, not other people's judgment, not my thoughts, not my beliefs. I am alive. Breathe in life and breathe out life. Breathe in life, breathe out life. I'm not my past, I'm not my circumstances, I'm not my conditions, I'm not my labels, I'm not my judgment. I'm alive, complete life. I'm here to connect with every other life in the room. Beyond their age, beyond their gender, beyond their circumstances, beyond their labels, beyond their judgment. I'm alive, here to connect with other life. Just feel the presence of your vibrant life inside you. Feel the presence of all the other lives around you. You may fold your hands. And bow down to the greatness of all the lives who have come to spend time with me. Bow down to all the lives who have decided to spend time with me today. Express your gratitude. Come back. Now you may slowly open your eyes. So it may just take, people can use their own words for this.
True.
But coming to a place where we remove all these labels and judgments we carry for each other.
I think that's wonderful. It doesn't come with what kind of experience you have, or doesn't matter, just come and just contribute and serve. I think such a lovely thought.
So 5 minutes, it will just create a different energy field where
So
all of
true.
us can dance and have a great time.
Yeah. And I guess, and as an instructor, we can guide better, contribute better. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pravin. Thank you. And with this, I know it's like, as I said, this is just not the first video on Masterful TV. I'm going to keep on coming back to you that, Pravin, share more, whatever knowledge and contribution you can give to everybody else. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for today's experience. And I love the flow of the session today. Believe me, I just loved it. So any last words for, before saying bye-bye to everybody? Anything you would just suggest, or, I wouldn't say preach, but anything that you just want to tell them before we say bye?
So, I had a lovely time, and I really loved the way, everything flowed and we were able to drive this through it. I think we have spent fairly above an hour.
Yes.
I hope, all the people, in your network and people who get to see this are benefited through this. Last thing is that, I think I'll end it with one more quote, again from, Lao Tzu. I love one more line from him. He says, the wise person is not somebody who says the wise thing.
Okay.
Wise person is somebody in his presence, other people feel wise.
Wow.
It's not somebody, who says the wise thing, but someone in his presence, other people feel wise. So whatever you feel about yourself as an instructor, facilitator, guide, the idea is not that, what I am able to, if I say that I'm very creative, if I say that, oh, I'm very playful. So it's not about how playful you are with other people. It's in your presence how other people can be.
Feel playful about it. Yeah.
Whenever we will approach in that way, where we will go with that humility, we will go with that groundedness, you will see that, people are doing much better, and you will have a great time without taking a lot of burden on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Because then, the entire people are much better, and just you're there and you're just in gratitude of, all these lovely people around you. So that humility is, I think, the power, anybody, no matter which field we are, we are not the mountain, we are the valleys, for everyone to just pour in.
Wonderful.
So just if we keep a reminder to that, I think it has made a lot of difference to me. I hope, it works the same for everybody. you so much. It was a lovely time spending with you.
Thank you so much, Pravin. And thank you, everybody. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to connect with me through this video to Pravin as well. So thank you, Pravin. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a lovely